$6.99, $9.99. What's with the 99? Has it always been this way? Cheerio, my fair lady. Pray tell the price of this fine hat.
It's £14.99.
Okay, so 15 pounds.
£14.99.
Are you trying to trick me?
No.
So 15 pounds.
And welcome back. With us tonight to discuss JCPenney's latest sales strategy is the company's new CEO, Ron Johnson. Good evening, Ron. You know, I have been seeing those JCPenney commercials with Ellen, and I just love them. How did you come to the decision to have Ellen as the new JCPenney spokesperson?
Last November, when we decided we were going to make some big changes to JCPenney, which are really going back to our roots to treat people fair and squarely, we debated, should we have a spokesperson help us? And it's not that common that companies use spokespeople, but if you could find the exact right person, we thought it'd be great. And as we thought about all the people, in America today, we thought Ellen would be the perfect person because we all kind of trust her. She's a very honest, straightforward person with extraordinary values.
Yes, values. And it is those values that you wish JCPenney to embody. And of course, who doesn't love Ellen? I mean, I can't think of anyone. You have had an impressive career so far. Target, Apple, and now JCPenney. What do you hope to do with this company? How do you want us as a nation to perceive the company?
Well, I think we've got this chance to be America's favorite store. We don't want to be the biggest store, the flashiest. We just want to be your favorite store. And that's a place that, the store's kind of in touch with the rhythm of your life.
Whoa, time out. Hi guys, it's me, Sarah Hines. I'm in your class. Sitting right over there. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard what he just said, but he said, that's a place that stores can't even touch with the rhythm of your life. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but before that, he said he didn't want to be the biggest store, he didn't want to be the flashiest store, he just wants to be America's favorite store. Now, I don't know if you guys remember
this slide. We discussed how different companies can have different strategies. There is a low-cost, broad target market. This type of company sells a lot of stuff for cheap. Walmart, for example. Then you have low-cost, narrow target company. These companies sell things cheaply, but they don't have a lot of variety. Payless Shoe Source is an example of this. On the other side, you have companies that try to differentiate themselves by having higher quality product for more money. Again, you can have a broad market or a narrow market. Example of these are Neiman Marcus and Rolex. Then you have this middle square. Integrated cost, leadership, differentiation. These companies are kind of in limbo. They are not the best at anything, really. And this is where Mr. Johnson wants JCPenney to be. America's favorite store. Okay, sorry for the interruption. What were you saying again?
And that's a place that, the store's kind of in touch with the rhythm of your life. So as a big example, for the last few years, retailers have marked goods up to mark them down, and customers have to shop on the retailer's terms. And we'd like them to shop whenever it's convenient for them. And so we've introduced a new pricing strategy, which essentially makes every day a great day to shop. And I think that is one of the secrets toward locking a lot of improvements for customers, which get down to the products we carry and how we treat them in the store. And we just want to become America's favorite store. The most important thing is we have extraordinary respect for customers. And we think people live busy lives and the world's pretty complicated. And so we want to simplify things. And we think having a great everyday price, we've lowered our prices about 40%, and it's a price where people have always told us they like to buy products. So we just want to price them there every day so we don't have to play games with our customer. We just want to serve them as best we can.
No games, huh? Well, that is refreshing because you're right. So many times I go to these stores and they're having these big sales and all this stuff is marked down. But the price just seems to me like it's what it should have been marked at in the first place. So, how are your customers responding to this new sales technique?
We've had such great feedback. I was in the stores last Wednesday when we began our new strategy, and the employees were saying, customers are bringing in cookies and cakes and giving us hugs. And I had that myself. A woman came up and said, "Can I just shake your hand?"
Oh, that is so sweet. I love cake. And by the way, that is a great outfit. Did you get that from JCPenney?
No, this isn't, but I will have one next time.
Well, thank you for being here with us tonight. It sounds like you have a great concept that America is just going to love. I can't wait to see how it works out for your company.
Many months later.
JCPenney is trying to recover these days from a horrible year.
It really has been. First they fired their new CEO, and now they're bringing back sales.
Back in the news tonight is JCPenney's. It turns out that Ron Johnson's attempt to cut sales from JCPenney's stores for an everyday low price technique did not work out as planned. In attempts to lure back customers, it is bringing back sales. Here to report on this story is our on-site news correspondent.
It's a whole different story at JCPenney, where our hidden cameras found the troubled retailer marking up prices just to mark them down again. This new price strategy appears to be Penny's latest attempt to lure back shoppers like Tracy Miller and Kelly Bawley.
I don't shop there anymore.
You stopped shopping there?
I stopped shopping there.
Why is that?
They don't have sales, and it just doesn't appeal to me.
That the change of the store and the sales, they don't have as much as they used to.
Ann Bandy hated Penny's switch to an everyday low price strategy last year.
I wasn't getting the deals I used to get, the coupons in the mail and everything.
So to get these women back, the sales are back as of last month, but not so fast. We went to two JCPenney stores, one on Coleraine Avenue, the other on Fields Erdel Road. In each, we found items with new higher price stickers covering up lower prices. So I purchased this men's short sleeve shirt on sale for $13.99, marked down from $20, making it appear to be a great deal. But outside the store, I removed the $20 sticker to learn it was originally just $10. Even with the sale, I paid 30% more than had I bought it before the price change.
So, my news correspondent, and probably many other people in this country, think that they're getting a good deal when they buy a shirt marked down from $20 to $13.99. Yet nobody thought that that same shirt was a good deal when it was marked at just $10.
Oh, then there is no pleasing you. It's not right.
How do you feel about this, Ron Johnson?
Retailing is hard.
Yeah.
You could say that again.
Retailing is hard.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead now and take a look at some of JCPenney's financial statements.
This is a select portion of the JCPenney balance sheet from 2012 to present. I would like to direct your attention to total assets. As you can see, total assets went down $1.6 billion from 2012 to 2013 and back up about $2 billion in 2014. But does this mean that JCPenney is starting to recover? Not necessarily. Here we have a select portion of the common size balance sheet where each entry is displayed as a percentage relative to total assets. You can see here that at this time, JCPenney's funding is comprised of nearly 74% debt and only 26% equity. So even though assets have risen, debt has risen proportionately faster. This is a trend series balance sheet, and it shows how years 2013 and 2014 have changed since 2011. As you can see, among other things, gift card liability is decreasing at an annualized rate of 4%. This is an indication that not only have customers stopped shopping there, they also don't want to put their friends and family through the trouble of doing it either. Now, let's take a look at JCPenney income statement. It looks as if things have gone from bad to worse. By the time Ron Johnson had left, the company had gone from a net loss of $152 million to a loss of nearly $1.4 billion. $1
million?
No, not a million, a billion. That's like 1,000 millions. Or is it like a million thousands? Either way, it's a lot of money. Looking at side-by-side comparisons with Kohl's, which, by the way, are notorious for raising prices just to lower them again, we could see that Kohl's is doing slightly better. Even though Kohl's income has progressively gotten lower, they are still making a positive number. When comparing cost of goods sold as a percentage of revenue, we could see that JCPenney's pays slightly more. The same is true for advertising. JCPenney's pays about 1 to 2% more of their revenue earnings on advertising. The biggest difference is how much JCPenney's pays for square footage of selling space. Where Kohl's only pays about 0.44% of their revenue towards square footage of selling space, JCPenney's pays up to 9.33%. Maybe JCPenney's should start selling some real estate. Now we need to take a look at the board of directors to see who is responsible for running the company, starting with the CEO, Ron Johnson. Oh, never mind, not Ron Johnson. He was replaced by Myron Ullman III. Okay, so starting with Myron. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm just getting some new information. Ullman isn't the CEO anymore either. Well, who is? Okay, well, the thing to notice about this slide is in column relating to tenure. JCPenney's has an extremely short tenure. To give you a visualization of this fact, I've made a timeline showing who is CEO at what time and a graph of JCPenney stock prices. Myron Ullman III is the current CEO. Actually, he was the current CEO until a couple of weeks ago when Marvin Ellison took over on November 1st. Ellison took over for Ullman, who replaced Johnson in April of last year. Johnson was actually brought in 17 months before that to replace Ullman. Yes, the same Ullman that Johnson replaced came back to replace Johnson. You see, they brought in Johnson to replace Ullman because they didn't feel that Ullman was doing a good enough job. Then they decided to bring him back after Johnson did so much worse. And now they're replacing Ullman again with Ellison, who came in 18 days ago and really hasn't had much time to do anything yet.
Well, it seems like Mr. Ellison has a lot cut out for him, but I hope he figures out something soon. All these changes to the board of directors is costing JCPenney's a fortune, which is probably why they're in so much debt. He better figure out something fast, because not even Ellen can get him out of this hole. Up next, grizzly bears, friends or foes?